I just want to say, my pronunciations of some of the names may be a bit off, so sorry in advance. But anyway, in my opinion, she is the hotter Sovetski class battleship.
You're goddamn right.
Hey everyone, Uncle Milkshake here, and today we are going to be looking at this gorgeous girl, Sovetskaya Belorussiya.
同志指揮官、私を招き入れるとは本気か？ならばよし、共に立ちはだかるすべての障害を取り除こう。私のやり方でな。
So Belorussiya is a super rare battleship of the Northern Parliament. She's of the Sovetski Soyuz class and currently has one sister in Azur Lane, Sovetskaya Belorussiya. She is voiced by Asami Seto, who also voiced St. Louis in Azur Lane. Her other roles include Mai Sakurajima from Vasco Does Not Dream of Barnacle Senpai, Raftalia from Rising of Shield Hero, Nobara Kugisaki from Jujutsu Kaisen, and many more. Alright, so let's talk about naval references. Another name for the Sovetski Soyuz class was Project 23. Sadly, like all of her sisters, Belorussiya didn't see any action during the war. She was laid down on 21st December 1939, but her construction was suspended in mid-1940. This was probably because 70,000 rivets were discovered in her hull plating to be of very bad quality. She mentions these references in her self-introduction.
かの大戦では23設計の戦艦は机上の空論に終わり、そして私たちもついぞ戦いに参加できなかったが、もっともあんな欠陥品の装備で戦に出るなど願い下げだがな。今は同志指揮官の下で十分な実力を発揮できればそれでいい。
Alright, moving on to skills. Her first skill is called Curtain of Rhyme. When this ship fires her main gun, there is a 75% chance to fire a special barrage, which damage scales with skill level. This barrage also slows enemies it hits by 40% for 4 seconds. If the barrage fails to trigger, it increases this ship's anti-air by 50% until the next time this ship fires her main gun. Now I am kinda on the fence with this skill, because I love barrages and it can inflict slow, which is really nice, especially when you time it well so that it is easier for your other ships to accurately deal damage. 75% activation chance is also pretty decent. I mean, it's not by today's standards because we have seen ships with a 100% activation rate. But back in the day, I depended on Hood's barrage, which only had 70% activation chance, and I was already very pleased with it. So yeah, you can take this as either a good or bad thing, but to me, it's alright. Now the part that I'm confused with is the second part. At first glance, it is very nice. 50% increase in anti-air is very good. But our girl has the 42nd highest anti-air stat among all the battleships and battlecruisers so far, and her anti-air efficiency is only 110. So what's the point of increasing a stat that's not good to begin with? And it's not like the increase in anti-air stacks every time you fail to trigger the barrage. If that's the case, then it's okay, but it's gone by the time she fires her main gun again. Unless I'm reading this wrongly, this part still confuses me, like why is it here? Anyway, her next skill is called Ingenious Tactician. As long as this ship's HP is above 60%, it increases this ship's firepower by 20% and decreases the duration of burns on self by 3 seconds. Twice per battle, when this ship's HP falls below 50%, she heals herself for 9% of her maximum HP over the next 8 seconds. During the third battle and onward of each sortie, decreases all damage your vanguard receives by 8%. Now, the boost in firepower by 20% is really nice, and hitting that above 60% HP threshold is pretty easy to achieve. She also has self-healing, which can occur twice. These aspects of her skill complements her relatively high firepower and HP stat, since the latter is what her self-healing scales off. She also has 135% efficiency in her main gun too, which is pretty good. However, what I think is pretty weird is why must it be the third battle onwards before she can decrease the damage your vanguard takes? It really doesn't make much sense, but sure, better than not having it at all, I guess. Alright, so moving on to builds. For main guns, I'll give her faster reloading guns. It's not that her reload is bad or anything, it's actually pretty decent. But I chose these guns because of how relatively lower her barrage activation chance is compared to other ships with 100%. So for the fastest reload, you can go with the twin 381mm, though you'll be sacrificing a fair bit of damage. Other options include the triple 305 with a good balance in damage and reload, or the 406mm. A more accessible option is the twin 410mm. As for secondaries, AP CL guns are the way to go, because AP shells travel faster, making them good against suicide boats. CL guns are generally better than DD guns as they add more firepower to your ships. The higher the rarity, the more firepower. So you can rock the twin 152mm as the more accessible option. Other better choices are the triple 152mm with the best reload, the rainbow quad 152mm for the best damage, or the triple 152mm model 1934, though its reload is the slowest among the four. Okay, so let's talk about skins. Her default art is 20 out of 10. No hesitation, okay? Firstly, her color scheme. That shade of blue matches the white so well, and it matches the icy theme that the Northern Parliament has. Her two sharks, or whatever creature that is on her rigging, are holding two blades in their mouths, and that is super badass. One last detail that I love is her eyes. I love that little pink part in her eye because it stands out so much from all that blue. You can see it more clearly in her chibi art. Now, moving on to her next skin is Relaxation Stratagem. It is a fan service skin. It's okay I guess. I mean, I do love my ships in more casual laid-back attire, and her hair color is even more striking here because of how dull everything else is, and I love that. Alright, so what are my thoughts about Belorussiya? Now, she is by no means a bad character. Also, I think as of right now, we only have two solid battleships from Northern Parliament. I haven't really looked too in-depth into Rossiya's kit, but I feel she's more of a boss fleet because one of her skills only activates during the first two sorties. Belorussiya, on the other hand, works better. At least both her skills work no matter what. The only thing that doesn't is her Vanguard protection buff, which only works from the third battle onwards. I wouldn't consider this a deal breaker, but if her skill restrictions were removed, and if her skill capitalizes more on her stronger stats, instead of compensating on her weaker stats, she would have been amazing. Alright, so there you have it. Here are all my thoughts about Belorussiya. What do you guys think? Do let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do leave a like if you guys did, subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.